Sir?
Do you have an aggressive rooster? There's a couple things I want to point out before we start the video. First of all, aggressive rooster, that is not very uncommon. They can be aggressive amongst each other if you have more than one rooster, and they can certainly be aggressive towards people and animals. It's not really that uncommon. It is actually pretty easy to deal with. And a lot of people, I guess the problem that I see is that there's a lot of rehoming that goes on. There's unfortunate culling when it's not really necessary, in my opinion. Of course, there's going to be outliers where some birds just cannot be rehabilitated. And another point is, this might not be really a concern for you. If you're raising your birds for meat, they're probably not going to become mature enough for this to really become an issue. But if you're raising laying hens, they will certainly become mature enough for this to become an issue. It's been a long time since I've had a rooster, but it has become an issue for me. And I guess I want to start out by saying what I believe the catalyst to be. There's usually always a cause. If you have a previously good working relationship with your rooster or roosters. And in this instance, I was out in the run and I had the GoPro with me. It was on a gimbal, and the gimbal was on the end of an extension, a monopod. And I could tell when I went into the run that he was really skeptical. He was watching everything I did. There was something about his behavior that I immediately recognized as different. And during that interaction, when I was exiting the run, he snuck up behind me and attacked me. You may be in a situation where you're in an urban environment, and which we're in an urban environment, and you might not be allowed to have hens by your municipality's regulations or ordinances. We happen to be in a place where we are actually allowed to have roosters, which I was surprised by. It's the only town that we've ever lived in that was actually an option. And we had a dog attack earlier in the year that killed our entire flock, which is why I wanted to get a rooster. There's a lot of things that we did to predator-proof the run, and I built a new coop, which I'm not technically finished with yet. But we did a lot of things to predator-proof to prevent this type of thing from happening again. But I wanted to be alerted when something was going on. And anytime there's a hawk or something like that, Bert, our rooster, he lets us know. And so that's good. It's a good peace of mind. Plus, I'm kind of at a spot where I want to raise chicks. And of course, having a rooster will help with that quite a bit. So on to rehabilitation of a rooster. If you have a rooster who's been really difficult and you've tried everything in the world, I can almost guarantee you that this will work. Like I said, there's probably going to be scenarios where it won't work. But one thing you're going to have to get in your head and accept and get over is any kind of fear you have of him. Yes, roosters have spurs. And you'll see I'm wearing certain gear because I was already anticipating his attack, and he's going to try to spur you. Those spurs can put you in the hospital. I've even heard of a case of somebody being blinded by a rooster attacking them with their spurs. So obviously I was wearing glasses when I was outside. I normally do. But I had on coveralls and gloves and some decent shoes. I didn't have on my boots. But you want to protect yourself when you're going to prepare for this rehabilitation session. And it may take multiple attempts to achieve the behavior in the rooster that you're trying to achieve. Now, what you're going to see in the video we did was very surprising. I'm not going to call it a success yet. I will do a follow-up video. But his behavior almost immediately changed. I could feel him tremor for a few moments in the initial parts of this method. But I could feel him calm down relatively quick, a lot quicker than I anticipated. One thing to keep in mind when you're doing this, and I'll walk through the video. So let me just stop talking and we'll get to the video. So anyone who has chickens, who keeps chickens, will know that there's always a pecking order. There's a hierarchy. with or without a rooster. Normally you'll have an alpha hen, and she kind of runs the roost. When you have one or more roosters mixed in, roosters are interesting. They'll fight to the death to protect the other hens in the flock. But there's always a hierarchy amongst the roosters if you have more than one. And you have a rooster for a long period of time, or birds for a long period of time, they kind of accept you as part of the flock, especially when you're taking care of them every day, spend a lot of time with them. And in my case, our rooster Bert has developed aggression only towards me. And so a lot of times when this happens, a lot of people will get frustrated with a rooster, and they'll call it, which is the absolute last thing you want to do, or they'll rehome it. And you'll end up with a situation, that's how we ended up with Bert. People will rehome a bird multiple times, and the bird just can never find a solid foundation. And I've worked with Bert enough. He's really gentle with the girls. I had to separate him when we first got him because he was a little more mature than the hens were, and he was just too aggressive for him, mating wise. Now they're mature. We have 7 hens, 1 rooster. It's a pretty good ratio, and he treats them really well. But he is now, what has happened, what has started to happen with him is he is looking at me like I'm an underling rooster. So he looks at me like I'm another rooster, but I'm beneath him. And so he'll attack me. He won't attack my son, the dogs, any of the other birds, my wife. He's very docile with them. But for some reason, he has now developed a hatred for me. And this started actually pretty recently. I went into the pen, to the run, to do some maintenance, and he snuck up behind me and attacked me. And I wasn't expecting that because I've been able to go into run and do work and clean things, fill things up, whatever, without any problems. But now it's been kind of a nightmare, like trying to get stuff done in there when he's out. So I have to I'll have to trick him to go in the coop and close the door so I can go out there and do stuff. And then he's beating himself against the wall trying to get out, which is not good for him. And it makes him really stressed out. And stress is never good in a bird, period. So I want to take care of this problem. When I was younger, I remember my granddad. If there was a problematic rooster that would attack him, it would become the alpha rooster of the flock. He would just pick it up. He'd put on coveralls like I'm wearing right now, pick it up and hold it for 30 minutes or an hour, however long it takes for him to calm down. And when he would calm down, he'd put the bird down. The bird would turn around and attack again. He'd pick the bird back up and hold it. And so that's what I'm going to do. So I'm dressed the way that I remember my great-grandfather being dressed for this same problem, and I'm going to do it the old way. So let's see how it goes. Hopefully this doesn't take 10 hours of repeated, Another thing I remember my great-granddad would do if the rooster would continue to bite him, peck him, he would hold his beak. He was never rough to any of his birds. He loved all of his animals. And I kind of want to carry on that same tradition and teach those same values to my son. We love and respect our animals. They take care of us. We take care of them. So anyway, here goes. And I'll just give you a demonstration of how he's already ready to go. So he's not a fan. Come on. Come on. Come on out. Come on. Come here. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. No, sir. I'm just going to hold him firmly, hold his legs, and we'll see how long this takes.
People have probably never taken the time to do this.
Probably not.
Sorry, Bert.
I mean, this is the fourth place he's lived.
Yeah.
Close the gate now. We don't want the girls coming out right now. There you go. That's fine. That's fine right there. Thank you. Do not aggravate him. I will not tolerate it. Don't stress him out. He's already stressed out enough. He's calming down.
What's up, Bert? Look at him. They're dirty.
Not bad.
He's a big boy.
No, he's big.
Has a beautiful comb. It looks like he may have actually gotten frostbite at one point.
Oh.
That discoloration.
Is that why it's black?
Probably. But
Got you some clover
he
pants.
won't have to worry about that this year.
Yeah.
All right, he's pretty calm.
Are they calm?
Are you going to put them on the ground?
The hens are fine. Yeah, I'm gonna put him down and see if he'll try to attack me again.
Okay, let me.
Get him out of there. I'm gonna let his legs go first. That's a good boy.
All the seeds. That's how you get it, like. There you go.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah.
There you go. I got you.
Now he wants to get back where the girls are. There you go. This went a lot better as far as him behaviorally than I would have thought. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. His behavior has definitely changed. We'll see how long term it is. That's another thing I've heard. I've never seen my granddad do it, but I've seen other people online do it. Where if a rooster's trying to flex on you, you hold your arms out like they do, you know. It's just a display of dominance, basically.